All right, you all, welcome back to Damn This Is Good. On today's episode, we'll be cooking we won't be necessarily cooking, we'll be baking. Today we're going to do a dessert. We're going to do a pound cake. Today it's going to be a vanilla coconut pound cake. So what we'll do first is I'll go ahead and show you guys the ingredients to this pound cake, and we'll get started. If you want the measurements to this recipe, be sure to check out the description box. In the description box, we'll have posted the measurements for all the ingredients that I have to show you here. All right, so now, first thing what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take your bundt pan. You wanna just take a piece of butter, rub that butter around the bundt pan, so therefore you can then go ahead and add some flour. It can just be normal flour. You want to shake that flour around that bundt pan, and then you kind of dump any excess flour out of the bundt pan. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to take our half a stick of buttered Crisco. We're going to go ahead and add that to the bowl. And then also, you want to go ahead, you want to take your mixer and mix this stick of butter up. And also, the butter I brought to room temperature, only because if you try and do it while it's too cold, it can clump up whenever you try and mix it. So there you have it. That's just a half a stick of butter Crisco. We just mix that up. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our sugar, we're gonna add our sugar to the bowl, and then we're gonna mix that as well. And then also we're gonna go ahead and take our stick of butter, the whole stick. It's equivalent to a cup, I believe, or a quarter of a cup, half a cup of just regular butter. And we're gonna add that to what we have already. All right, now that you have those ingredients mixed up, what you want to do next is you want to take your eggs, but you want to take one egg at a time, crack it open into the bowl, mix it, then take another egg, and do so until you do all 5 eggs. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna add our flour to the bowl. And then with the flour, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of your baking powder.
How much of this do you need?
What is it?
How much do you need of this?
Half a cup. There's 1 teaspoon of your baking powder. And then also we're gonna need a half teaspoon of salt. We're gonna put that in there, and then we're just gonna mix that up. Now, once getting that mixed up a little bit, you want to go ahead and just start adding the flour, the dry to the wet. Don't dump it all at one time, just slowly add it in there and mix it at the same time. Then also, while you're mixing this, go ahead and throw in the half and half. And then once you get this mixed up pretty well, you want to go ahead and add in the buttermilk as well. All right, now that we went ahead and we got all the ingredients put in together, now we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna add in the flavor. You have those. Now we're gonna go ahead. Now, of course, by now everyone should know I love flavor, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of the coconut. Add that in there. Add the butter. Then we're going to go ahead and add the vanilla.
You need this.
Oh, can you take out this top? No, it's going to be a piece of food.
Let me see.
Add the vanilla. Give that a mix. All right, now that we have everything mixed, now we're gonna go ahead and we're going to move this into the bundt pan. So therefore we can go ahead and start getting this baked.
You ready to use this?
I said, I'll just go ahead, I'll just pour this around. Give me a spoon. Okay, now now that we got all this put into the pan, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna put this into the oven. I have the oven preheated to 325. We're gonna go ahead and put this in the oven, let this in the oven about an hour. It's about an hour, 20 minutes, hour and a half, depending on the temperature of your stove. And we'll come back and we'll check and see exactly what we've got. All right, so now we have the cake taken out of the oven. It was in the oven for about an hour, 30, 35 minutes. And so now we're gonna go ahead. It's been warming for about 10, 15 minutes now, or cooling. So now we're gonna go ahead and get this flipped over onto our pan. There we go, that came right on out.
Ooh, it came out perfect.
And so there you have your
Ooh.
so there you have your pound cake. And now also remember I mentioned the glaze, the lemon glaze that was optional if you wanted to do it. I've already made the glaze here. I'll make another tutorial video over at making the glaze. But it's easy. It's a half a cup of powdered sugar, and then a 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. Want to make sure it's 100% lemon juice if you choose not to squeeze your own lemons. And I always make it in the measuring cup just because it makes it easier to pour. And so once you mix that up, you can go ahead, you can just drizzle that on the cake. And if you want more glaze, you can always, double up on the measurements. Like I said in another video, I'll do another tutorial over just making the glaze itself. But no, that's just very little glaze, just enough to kind of give the lemon flavor a little, get the lemon flavor on the cake. And let's see if you guys can see, it's very light glaze. But yeah, that's your tutorial over your pound cake. If you guys like, you can go ahead and give it a try. Post your pictures to let me see how yours came out, or if you tried anything different, go ahead and post that in the comments as well. Also, remember to subscribe to the video so therefore you can keep receiving. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell on the channel so therefore you can keep receiving notifications of when new videos are posted. And yeah, that's this episode of Damn This Is Good. And I will see you guys on the next one.